Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Marsha here. This time I'm bringing you another 1 versus 1, this time between Fuza as the Mongols and Mito as the RUS. Going for a hunting cabin and a house straight off the bat is Mito. Now, of course, we've seen a lot of Mongol games in my casts recently, but this time we get to see the RUS in gear. And of course, something to remember with the RUS is that hunting cabins placed near woodland give you a sort of trickle of gold over time, based on the number of trees that are nearby. And if you build a wooden fortress or outpost similar to that near trees and near to lumber camps, workers who are gathering wood will do so much faster. So looking at the vills for Mito here, we've got 8 on food, 1 on wood, and you'll see the gold trickling in over time. What you'll also see as a cause of gold trickle is the RUS will go hunting quite literally, because for every animal that they kill, cat is jumping up onto my desk, for every animal that they kill, they get a little bit of extra bonus gold there, 10 for a deer. And so the RUS player will just go around hunting down those deer and trying to get that trickle of gold. Meanwhile, of course, the Mongol player is going to know that they're against the RUS player, and therefore their scout may well go out and see, well, can I perhaps go and do some hunting of my own? That's a possibility, isn't it? We've got the Khan wandering around. Of course, killing wolves also counts as hunt. Khan's going to see this here. Potentially will want to respond to it. The Khan, of course, doesn't actually do a huge amount of damage. And what the RUS player has also done is get multiple scouts out, trying to kill as many of these animals on the map to get as much gold as possible early on. I think I saw 2 or 3 scouts. Yeah, 3 scouts going out and about. Sheep count, wolves count, boar count, and deer count. So RUS finding these wolves and all that is perfect for them. Again, apologies for the cat. In fact, you know what? I'm going to let the cat out so that it doesn't disturb any longer. Right, cat is gone. Gone and gone. Let's have a look at what the Mongol player is doing, though, in terms of his vills. He's got 7 food, 4 wood, and 1 on gold. Quite often what you'll find with the Mongols is that they'll try and get the Magadai as fast as pos. But instead what we've got this time is a stable, so we're going to have more horsemen coming up and about. And we've lost the Khan. That's not great news. A little too close to comfort for that TC, which is going to limit the amount of scouting that Fuza can do. So this is what Fuza has been able to see so far. Limited amount of deer. The minimap doesn't seem to want to cooperate on that. So you can see a few, but now his vision is very, very limited, so he can't keep track of what the RUS is doing. He's got a few horsemen going out and about, and these guys will now try and come in and do a bit of vill raiding. Fortunately for Mito, all of his vills are under the TC, and what the Mongol player is trying to do here with these horsemen is find buildings that he can deal damage to and set ablaze to get some resources. That and disrupt vill time. But yeah, the RUS is very, very located at the moment, all centralized. Let's have a look at what the RUS player can see, though. And have they seen where the Mongol player is? No, they haven't seen anything about the Mongol start, really. So they don't know where the Ovu is. Just sending scouts around trying to get that gold. But you can see the amount that it's worked for them already, 280 gold, plus already the landmark underway, so they're getting a huge amount of gold for this start of the game. Of course, with the stables being built next to the Ovu, you can get additional units coming out of here pretty quickly. Khans periodically are reborn. Of course, Khans have the abilities to help with maneuverability, attack speed, and all of that. So losing them in the middle of a fight is not great. Mito, though, up to that second age with the Golden Gate for trade. It can also do a little bit of handy defense work there. Coming up with a stable, potentially to try and counter the Mongol threat here. Another option, though, is of course spearmen, especially having seen that. Yeah, you've seen the Ovu now. Especially having seen that the stable is next to the Ovu, so knowing that there isn't an archery range on the board means that spearmen are actually viable at this point. And here you go, the RUS finding some more hunt, just sitting there in the trees, going around minding his own business. But the more horsemen that gradually build up, the more the Mongol player will try to get that snowball. But the problem is, the Mongol player has to find a way, Fusa has to really find a way of dealing damage to the villagers. And at the moment, everything is under the TC and Wooden Fortress protection. So it's just not going to happen, certainly not with melee. Melee units, the Vils can just run straight into the fortresses. We've got 2 hunting cabins now next to the trees. Everything is situated around here. And there's nothing really that Fusa is going to be able to do against this. It's going to be a real challenge, really. Fusa thinking, okay, well, I'm going to go for the yam. The deer stones, not necessarily what most would advise. But the yam speed aura helps with the movement speed of cavalry units, which could well help with the Mongol hit and run. But again, it's all melee, so they're just going to have to go in anyway. The Khan doesn't have an ability to help with defense until the castle age. And they've only just got up to feudal, so it's all a bit tricky here. And we've got early knights coming out from RUS, so the number of horsemen needs to be vastly greater in order to deal with these early knights from the RUS. Of course, the early knights are heavy cavalry, horsemen are light, and then come the spearmen to support from the other side. And it looks like even though the RUS lost that early knight, the spearmen all function there perfectly to just keep the Mongol numbers at bay. And this is the thing, you want to stop the Mongols growing their numbers to unmanageable levels. Mito here has also managed to find the villager line next to the Gur. The gold, disrupting the Vil production there. Mongol going for a couple of archery ranges, potentially building Magadai to help with the whole hit, run, poke range thing, but Khan here does not want to be engaging spearmen like that. I think that's just a bit of a misplay or mismicro. That's not great. And the heavy investment in cavalry so far means that the aggressive RUS spearmen and horsemen can do whatever they want. Yeah, trying to save itself by packing up and running towards the TC, but I almost think it might go down here. The RUS could have committed to that and taken out the Gur completely, but it forced the Mongols away from the hunt towards the berries. I was having to go to the blacksmith even to get some upgrades. But what's the RUS player doing? What's Mito doing over here? Have a look at his Vil counts there. 11, 17, 5. So still not a huge amount on gold. We've got the blacksmith going. Don't see any technologies being researched at this particular juncture. There you go. Arrow defense. Going to help with dealing with the Magadai and also fighting under the TC. The Magadai coming out now is going to start to disrupt things. Probably going to want to wait until the Khan is back up so they can do the reload bonus, attack speed bonus. But this is also an interesting move by Mito here as the RUS, just putting forward wooden fortresses. And just putting up hunting cabins in random places as well, just to generate that extra gold. That's actually quite a profound technique here. Walling off with houses does not work in Age of Empires 4, Mito. Sorry, my friend. Potentially going to have a little bit of range on the Vils, but no, they're just going to have to leg it away. Try and keep at range from these horsemen and just run. Pathfinding messing them up a little bit there on the stone. Having to reunite themselves with the Khan. I don't know if they're going to get away fast enough. The horsemen are just a little bit faster. Trying to get some outposts up here, look, to try and get that yam speed to help with the Magadai outrunning all of this. But the Vil goes down, so it's not going to go up. Spearmen garrisoning in the fortress is going to keep the Magadai away from this whole area now. Going to have to cancel the fortress there from the outpost, rather, from Fusa. Again, it's all about stopping the Mongol snowball. Let's have a look at what's going on in the back of the base here. We've got an outpost, and we had a few early knights just, again, continually raiding the Vil lines here. And with the deer stones, that means that every unit gets speed boost under the outpost, because the YAM technology is automatically researched. There's not a lot, really, that the Mongol player can do here, other than just keep on the outskirts of the RUS base. They can try to come in, but then they come under the TC, and I don't know if they have the technologies yet. We'll go and have a look at that in just a second. Here we go. Let's have a look at the blacksmith. Where has it gone? Bop. There we go. So we're getting some arrow defense there, and we've already got the arrow attack to help with the Magadai. Looks like we've already had the attack speed pinged off from the Khan there, but we need more outposts from the Mongols to keep those Magadai moving at pace. Just a little bit faster. Gradually, they will whittle down the HP on these Magadai. And here we go with the army of the Spearmen. Another option is to go for archers. They should do pretty well against the Magadai there. Notice we've got a second TC for the RUS. We've done a little bit of quick stone mining. Just to get, again, all of this wood here under the outpost, so everything just gets a little bit of a bonus to the RUS production. You can see the income per minute. I've set it on in the top left there. 700 wood per minute for Mito. Gold is comparable, but a lot of food in for Mito as well. So that means he's going to be able to produce a lot more units just continuously compared to Fusa. Let's have a look at the current resources there. So Fusa is just constantly building, and Mito is getting income to the extent that he's just floating a little bit of gold there. Possibly looking to go towards the Castle Age now, because of course you need 600 gold to get to the Castle Age. 1,200 food. Definitely spending it. And the wood that's coming in as well, probably for spearmen or horsemen, just to keep the numbers up. It's all about a numbers game when you're dealing with a Mongol player. And this is exactly why we've got the horsemen in here. Back towards the base, the Magadai just having to run under the TC even. Looks like we even lost the Khan down there. Again, continual losing of the Khan is not good because then you don't get the additional benefits that the Khan provides. And you've got to wait for another Khan to come back. Magadai here under the Yam speed. Now you see the power of the Magadai. Those horsemen cannot get close. That is why Yam is so important for a Mongol player. You've got to play around it. But the unit numbers here are just too great for the Mongols to deal with. Buildings are going to go down, and there's just a continual flurry of units across the map now as well. Just constant production. All of these buildings going straight in there. We'll possibly even see an age 2 in the not too distant. We've got a population cap from Mito there. There you go, look. Vils 48, idle at 10, so the Mongols aren't even getting any income here. The amount of disruption that Mito is causing to Fusa is incredible. At the same time, walling in, just getting additional gold from hunting cabins. It's good, you know. Thing is, these hunting cabins, as the trees go down, they lose their value. So you just gotta keep building additional ones around the map. But here we go. We've lost a stable for the Mongols. We lost an outpost. We have got the deer stones there. You can see the range that covers. We do still have the archery ranges, but looks like we're just going for all for horsemen here. We have upgraded to horsemen rather than early horsemen. So there is at least that going for the Mongols. But they just can't get close to the base, and that second TC placement is very good. Again, the RUS are just playing very defensively and centralized under their TCs, which again, it just prevents everything from the Mongols, and there's the GG. The Mongols know that there is nothing they can do. The unit disparity was just too great. Going for horsemen off the bat was possibly the wrong decision, because they needed to be able to hit and run with the Vils as they passed through. They kept losing the Khan as well to foolish places, so he just wasn't useful in that game at all. But anyway, folks, I've been Marshall. Thank you very much for watching. Do please leave any feedback you have in the doobly-doo below. Like if you like, dislike, and all that engagement, etc., etc. And subscribe for more Age of Empires content very soon. I apologise for the sort of mixed bag of casts. I'm trying to find high-level games to cast, but as I say, a lot of people are hiding their games, so it's kind of tricky. And the replay system is kind of undercooked, unfortunately, in this game. But anyway, that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.